lot of money, right? Like they multi-millionaires. And they're a big clan, but like the main ones are like they got the bag. And this is the other side of YouTube, not even YouTube. This other side of streaming that look, it could be very lucrative and a lot of stuff. I know CP3 about to destroy me for that, but this is the downside of it, and this is gonna go to my Father's Day talk. Sibo, that sound familiar. He probably was in the mixtape. I ain't gonna lie to you. Man, it's so many local rap like Twisted Black, of course. Sibo, that sound familiar. All right, I got when we talk hip hop, I get on Sibo stuff. So this is the downside of making a lot of money. So give you a little context. This dude was oh, was it with Rapping Forte in the faculty and them? And Spice One, like Spice One, we all rock because Spice One is originally from Bryan, Texas. You know that. I know you know that. I got family down there in Bryan, Texas. I had family down there. So yeah, that's why we like everybody rock with Spice One here. But hey, that's another subject. We talk about a little hip hop. So basically, he was multi-streaming to all the platforms, Switch, and everything. It was multi-streaming to Kick. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I knew that. Yeah, I didn't really Russell. I didn't really get deep into that side. Either they were cold though. You know what I mean? Look, we talk. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We'll talk about hip hop. I heard some hip hop I ain't listened to in a minute. But back to FaZe Clan. This is FaZe Lacy. This is what he had to say about Kick.
I have decided that I'm not going to be multi-streaming on Kick anymore. I told you guys it was an experiment that I wanted to test out to see if it was worth it, if I liked it. And to be honest, it felt like I was separated from two chats. That's number one. And number two, being completely honest and upfront with you guys, the money was not good enough. It was not good enough. It's simple as that. I streamed for 9 hours yesterday and I made $1,500 off of it, or $1,700. So if I'm being completely upfront and honest, it's just, the money's not worth having to, co-stream on two platforms. But listen, it's all love to Kick. I have nothing against Kick. I do like Kick, obviously. But it's just not really worth it.
Number one, can you imagine making $1,700 for 9 hours just streaming, talking shit, gaming and stuff? These cats are making that much money, which I'm not pocket watching by no means. Get your bread, but oh man, no. Say, hey, Russell. Here's the thing, though. Like, YouTube is actually protected. Like, I did a video on it on my. I did a video on it on the V1, the version 1 of me breaking down the whole situation, right? They are protected by a thing called Section 230. I think that's on the it was basically they protected because they're considered a platform, not a publisher. If they were considered a publisher, yeah, you'll be right, because that's like me going on a radio station and saying a lot of crazy stuff in the radio station back me up. Well, not even that. It's like me writing a crazy book, just a flat out crazy book, and I get somebody to publish it. So if anything goes wrong, somebody read it, and I incite somebody to do something, that the family can actually go to the publisher and sue them. But if you're a platform, they take away 230. absolve them for all responsibility of that situation, of like any situation like that. When it comes to like even like defamation, you can't sue YouTube for defamation. You got to sue the actual user that's doing it, because they consider a platform. A platform is basically like you on a street corner or you at public place and stuff. Like you can't, if you say something outrageous in front of like a city park, they can't, the government can't come in and arrest you unless you inside, of course, inside a riot or whatever like that. If it's that's how they got the section 230, because like think about it, YouTube could have been sued many times over. They changed the guidelines because of the advertisers. Like if the advertisers catch wind of like what's going on with the situation with that situation in Vegas, or if they find out that some of these what they call them, PDF files was using some of the content for coded messaging or anything like that, and like the advertisers catch wind, yeah, they're gonna change the the algorithm. They'll change things, the guidelines and everything. That too. I'm not debating that because like if you ever wonder why we don't have the dislike button isn't like visible, it's because of like Biden was getting disliked so hard, and like some of the Disney stuff was getting disliked so hard because of fan backlash and voter backlash and whole nine. They changed the yeah, it's either sponsors pulling out or the government steps in and say, hey, we're gonna revoke your 230 status, because like 230 status is why a lot of streamers will make they could get monetized, they protect it, as long as they go with the rules of the how the guidelines, because like they could do a guideline. It's a gray area it's even a gray area with guidelines, because it's like it's similar to like a public place, right? If you incite a riot of any kind of stuff, yeah, you could be prosecuted for starting that. Because like you actually you probably broke an ordinance, you broke some type of law to start that illegal. Well, no, or or thing they actually got as a lawsuit, they could sue that dude's family. Like if that dude, the family, like the kids could sue whoever representing the kids could sue that family for like child support or whatever. Because I'm sorry, my bad. Excuse me. I thought I put it in already. Got you. Um, my bad, Phoenix. Excuse me. Like they if you ever pull something out and let somebody have it, and it was like not in a self defense situation or whatever, you did in malice, the family can actually sue your your next of kin or whoever running your resources or whatever. So that's the trickiness about like, see, it's a lot of stuff when you with the Second Amendment. It's a lot of stuff that you got to deal with after. Hold on, Fiends, I got you. Hey,
Um, what up, though?
hey, you got me. You got a headset? Because I can hear me and myself in the background.
I got a headset. Can you still hear?
Yeah, you probably got the you might probably got the stuff going on speakers. It's cool. I don't hear it now.
Mm-hmm.
So how you doing?
I'm fine. I took a hiatus from hitting panels. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's
Uh,
great.
Tomorrow Juneteenth, my family usually have they fucking family reunion around this time, but since it's a holiday, everybody chilling.
Well, that's good. You chilling. It's good to chill sometime, not always doing a whole bunch of shit.
Yep. So the answer, here's Jen's one. So to answer y'all question, like it's a little bit trickier to sue the city of Vegas for action or something. They'll be able to sue the city of Vegas if the police actually was a part of that situation. You get what I'm saying?
That's true.
How you don't think, Genesis? That name gonna trip
Oh,
me up.
It's called spontaneity.
Spontaneity, I thought it was spin. Well, that's right. Different accents.
Yeah. Just call her spontaneity. She good.
So
How are you,
yeah,
Miss Genesis?
can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah,
I
we hear
can
you.
now.
We got you.
Oh, she must be going in and out.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that
So
me going in and out?
yeah, that's you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to drop down and try again?
You can do it real quick. Let's go.
Yeah, let me drop down and try again. My apologies.
All right.
So what you talking about? Sound like a whole bunch of nerd talk. What's going on?
No, I was talking about I, I was talking about this dude is making like 17 for Kick. You ever heard of website Kick?
Yeah.
Yeah, he making $1,700 for 9 hours on Kick, and he's saying he quitting it because he making too less of money. That's how much money. It sounds crazy.
It does. It really does. Cause you can see my face right now. That's well. I guess if you comparing yourself to other people, then it would not seem like a bunch of money. But the whole purpose is for you to make your money, not everybody else's.
Yeah.
You can't pay attention to what other folks is doing, and not only that, a lot of folks doing on these apps have a whole lot of sponsorship,
Hmm.
and they're making extra money on top of the money because this is like residual income. This is a lot of people use it for their main source, but if $1,700 a day is not enough for you, and a lot of people ain't making that, even working corporate jobs,
Yeah.
um, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, there's a whole bunch of entrepreneurs out here ain't making that.
17. I mean, the legal legal type, not even the legal ones making like that because like shit.
That's what I'm
Hey,
saying. Entrepreneurs aren't even making that. Hell, they work 24/7. So
yeah,
I'm not sure what it is he's looking for. Like, be grateful for what you. If you're grateful for the little things, greater will come to you. So, but if you want to quit because you make a $1,700 a day, I don't know what the hell else you gonna do making that type of money.
I can't add what you call it yet. She's in the back, but I can't add her yet.
There must be something wrong with her audio.
Yeah. Um, for context, this dude is 20 years old.
Oh, so he's an ungrateful bastard. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah, he's 20 years old. See, my thing is, well, it's the only part I give him some leeway on is that you gotta look at all these chats about gaming. That's hard to do. That's actually is kind of hard to do, but $1,700 I can make do.
I'm trying to tell you, like I don't know what the hell he expecting.
I don't
Like I
know.
said, a lot of people ain't making that much, so I don't know what it is he think he's supposed to be getting.
Let,
Um,
us hear this again. Let's go and hear this again for fullity. Stop the playing. Let me quit the playing.
yeah,
I have
I'm confused.
decided that I'm not going to be multi-streaming on Kick anymore. Um, I told you guys it was an experiment that I wanted to test out to see if it was worth it, if I liked it. And to be honest, it felt like I was separated from two chats. That's number one. And number two, being completely honest and upfront with you guys, the money is not good enough. It was not good enough. It's simple as that. I streamed for 9 hours yesterday, and I made $1,500 off of it, or
15.
$1,700.
Oh, 15,
So
17.
if I'm being completely upfront and honest, it's just the money's not worth having to, you know, co-stream on 2 platforms. But listen, it's all love to Kick. You know, I have nothing against Kick. I do like Kick, obviously, but it's just not really worth it.
Now, another part of this, he's a millionaire. All right, this dude's a millionaire, but still, even bringing that up, you become unlikable, especially when there's folks out here that can't even get a house right now.
I'm trying to tell you.
But like
What?
he has somewhat of a point because he's a me like Twitch. He's getting damn near 100 grand a month off of Twitch, something like
Okay,
crazy.
but he didn't start off like that.
Exactly. So he's not being grateful. That's the whole point.
Right. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You talking about a trial basis, so maybe you did that for like a month and you get $1,500. You've only been on there for a month. You have to build that up as well, just like you build up your YouTube or Twitch or gaming, like whatever you didn't start off making millions of dollars, $100,000 day one. Nobody knew your ass. You had to build that up. Same thing applies here.
I think you
Thank you,
missing.
Cuddy.
I think you're missing key point. He said
I
for
ain't
one.
missing shit. He is.
No. He said for one day, 9 hours, he only make $1,700. Imagine that. Look, that's 800. Well, hold on. I got my trust fund right here. Make sure I'm not tripping.
I heard he made $1,500. I said in the beginning, people ain't making that. Entrepreneurs ain't making that shit a day, and they work 24 hours a day. I ain't miss that. I
So
said he's an ungrateful ass bastard.
that's roughly close to 200. That's $175 an hour for just playing video games.
Yeah.
And the thing is too with FaZe, he cannot read every chat because that chat is going so fast. Even on slow mo, there's so many people standing there. You know what I mean? There is no way he could read that chat. So him even talking about I gotta look at both chats. How are you reading it?
Something's wrong with that dude. Like that's some ungrateful shit. Like you said, he's in his 20s and he's making that much money a day. That's ungrateful as hell.
Yep.
You have to build up this a new platform. Like I said, he ain't been on there but a minute, so he has to build that up as well, just like he has his other. And you're gonna sit up there $1,500 a day to a bunch of people that's actually giving you money that may not be able to afford it. You're letting them know you're not grateful for the shit that they sending.
I don't think that's even through super chats. It's like people actually watching them. That's how crazy this sounds. Like I don't think Kick I don't know if Kick actually have like a super chat function. They got like a sub function. I don't think they got like. Don't quote me on that. I haven't really got deep into like what like Kick does. I
don't know how that happens, but I do know if it's set up like any other, they send you money.
Yeah, because I know Twitch, he got sponsorship out the wazoo because like FaZe Clan is everywhere. They got energy drinks, so he getting the bag. He's getting the bag for real.
Yeah, but that's how any other app gets to know whether or not the people can relate to you or like you, and if they can make money off you. Because if you got these broke jokers paying out money that they can't afford to give you, then the sponsorships roll in.
This is gonna probably go into Father's Day talk a little bit. I'm a little bit out the loop with the Diddy stuff, but this might goes into Father's Day talk because I'll go through what went through K.Michelle's comments about, of course, black man is the problem with everybody. You know, we did. She actually got some points though. I'll go through. So you want to go ahead and go through that, or you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hi,
Yeah.
can I jump in here before you start?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing?
Hey,
Doing all
hey,
right.
hey.
Great. I just wanted to comment on this ungrateful gamer.
Okay.
Okay.
He's a millionaire. He's a millionaire, right?
Mm-hmm.
From my understanding, he's a millionaire.
You right.
He
Okay,
got more money than me and you.
right. He is
Yep.
a millionaire, moaning and groaning about how he only made $1,700 or $1,500 in less than 24 hours,
Mhm. Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And that was
Mhm.
money that was given to him, right?
Mhm.
Oh wait,
Out
no.
Mhm.
of
Yeah.
other out of other people's pockets, other people who actually went to a regular 9 to 5, not sitting at home in front of a screen, twiddling their thumbs and moving, figures up and down, right? Okay, so in these economic times, he's moaning about not getting enough money from
Mhm.
people who work a regular 9 to 5, who are not millionaires, who are not even 7,000 years, right?
Mm. Mm.
Most Americans make what, $60,000 a year before
Maybe.
taxes,
That
Maybe.
it
maybe, and
depends on where you at. Yeah.
and and he's what, 20 something?
Mhm.
He's
Mhm.
literally
Okay.
20
Mhm.
years old right now.
Now, that doesn't include sponsorship, ad
Mhm.
revenue, probably his other source of income. I'm pretty sure he's got t-shirts, merch, or what have you,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, he got a whole
And
Mhm.
line.
right, exactly. So, cry me a river.
Amen, sister.
So this goes on to FaZe talk right here. I think let me share that and me do this.
when they're producing because they well being in Atlanta all this time.
All right. Are y'all ready? Before I
Yep.
go. All right.
Well, being in Atlanta all this time and then going to Nashville where it's predominantly white women, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing because they go home to their families. Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected. Family is respected in country music in that space. But in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying a lot of women. That's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman a bitch, a hoe in Nashville.
I want to pause it right here because here's the problem K.Michelle have is that partially she's right about it's different respect levels for family stuff and different cultures and stuff. She partly
Mhm.
right about that. Where she's wrong about is that she's generalizing brothers like me, Mel Dub, name them all. Yeah, I said I can't even name them all. I'm not going to put it out there, but like the dudes that's actually got families, taking care of business, mind their own business and stuff.
Right.
She kind of spit in our face, and this is the problem. Like a lot of this goes on deaf ears because once upon a time I used to be a dude that went out there and like was trying to find me somebody. It was hard to find somebody that was actually serious about having a family. You know, came from good values, good because you can't tell by what person come from by how they family structure and how they acting amongst their family and stuff, how their parents and them acting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's hard to find that. So and then just like matter of fact, if you was on when TJ was talking about how he got hurt by girls growing up in some ways, man, that's a extreme case. But a lot of some of the first things we get hit upside the head as a black man. I hate saying that term, but like because it's relevant to this situation. We'll like somebody and get called lame for liking that person and trying to show romance to that person in a proper way.
Mhm.
We'll be called lame. We'll be called, oh look at look at this dude. He lame. He's thirsty. He's this. He's that. Instead of seeing, hey, this man actually showing love, he actually trying to come at you in the right way, like you say you want to be can come to in the right way, and we get ridiculed for that. So what end up happening is the good dudes either they go find them a blizzard to jump in. You know what I'm saying? They go out of country, or they dealing with somebody that y'all not gonna approve. Meaning, I'm not saying y'all, you and Genesis one, because
Yeah.
y'all exception to the rule, but I may say, but in just in the grand scheme of things, everybody we get with and they don't have they pass on, all of a sudden that person isn't good enough because hey, you're not
Right.
looking at me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what
I
y'all
think
take on
she's
that?
full of, I think she's full of crap. K.Michelle needs to go and fix her issues before she starts blaming black men for broken families. She needs to go and fix herself.
Amen.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't she come from a two-parent household? Her, as far as I know, her parents are still together, right?
I believe so. She talked
Right?
about that.
Yeah. She came from the church. I think her father was a pastor or something. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that her parents are still together. So I don't understand black men creating these broken families. Who are these? Oh, sorry, let me calm down because she just really
First
cracks
of
me up.
all, she helped with that because she had a child whom, for my understanding, she didn't even raise. Her mother raised him because she was trying to chase a career, which I don't look. I understand it is a struggle. You need a village. You really do. Not knocking her for that. She had to do to be able to make sure her child was taken care of. But she participated in the broken family of it all. Now, if she was a married woman with children and been married for years, I kind of see her point at a certain time because that's just how she was, how she sees things. That's fine. But like you said, her parents are still together. They were married. They're still together. They showed her what it's like to have that. Now I'm not all up in her home to know exactly what the ins and out of it is, but from the outside looking in, she had the example. She didn't follow that example. Because as far as I know, she's
Exactly.
never been married.
She chose to go out here and be rogue with her reproductive organs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, again, this girl has a lot of issues. She's moaned about, men treating her badly and all of that. She's
Mm-hmm.
moaned about how she fixed her body to be some Barbie doll and she had to go through all the surgery and she almost died. And I'm so over her. I am so over
And
her.
still
And
get nothing in the damn life. Mm-hmm.
I am so sick of her blaming black men for everything that's wrong in the community. So how are these black men creating broken families with who? Who are these black men creating black families with? Not with black women. So I mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
so over her, and she is so wrong about the country community. 95% of those country songs are about my woman left me, my dog died, my truck broke down, I found my man in bed with my best friend. Dolly
Right.
Parton's
Yeah.
famous song, Jolene, Jolene, is basically her, not her, but the woman in the song, begging another woman not to take her man. So where is
Mm.
she getting all of this? Oh, the country community, they're home at 6 o'clock and they're with their
It,
wives. 95% of the country community are cheating on each other. Blake Shelton
and
cheated on his wife with Miranda Kerr.
was it
Um,
Miranda Lambert, you mean?
sorry, Miranda Lambert. My bad.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you,
yeah.
Miranda Lambert. Another Jason Aldean was effing around with a backup singer or some woman that he knew, and he was a married man. So what is she talking about? What is she talking
Not a
about?
clue.
Let me calm down. Sorry, let me calm down because I tell you, I have so much respect for black men. Period. That it irks me when an individual who has made her own choices wants to blame the entire black community for her choice. Girl, fix your life. Stop coming on
And
social media and crying and expecting everybody to lay down the sword. And first of all, put on a decent dress. You got your
Mm.
tatas all out. Like what?
Mm.
Let me calm down. Maybe I'm just on one tonight, but
and look.
Constantly advertising. Uh-huh.
Hey, Genesis. Look, I have to respectfully disagree because, like, if she advertising, she want a man. I mean, yeah, it's a time and place.
Listen here. It's
She
the
try,
type
she
of
try,
man
she
that
try,
you want. But
But
at the
like,
same damn time, that man is in a whole relationship with a family. Respect that lady. The same way you want somebody the next woman to respect you when you're not present.
but here's the
She
thing
know that
though.
man is in a relationship,
But here,
regardless of whether the cheating scandals and all that, and blah 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 blah.
And
here's
not
the
only
thing.
Respect
that,
that lady.
right? And sorry, Phoenix. And not only that, she was in a secret relationship with Idris Elba for years. Idris Elba is married now, right? He is
Right.
married now. So if he really wanted to wife her up, why are you in a secret relationship with this man? And he has never talked about it. He has never
Never.
mentioned her in any
Never.
way,
You
shape,
know
or form.
what?
She
It
went on
just
Wendy
hit me.
Williams. Shout out to Wendy Williams and talked about how their secret relationship and nobody knew about it. Girl, I'm so over her. She
It
really
just,
irks me.
Genesis one. You just hit on something. See, if she's always been like the side chick and everything, because like I'm pretty sure I never have my wife on there, but if I go and grab her right now, and it's not hard to keep a man. It really
You
ain't.
sure the fuck ain't.
Because look, right now I'm smelling food getting cooked. You feel me? I'm about to end this a little bit because I smell food getting cooked. You feel me? You see what I'm saying?
Greedy ass.
I'm just being 100 with you, but like that stuff like that, man. Just look, if we can't, if you're not part of a man's piece, you gonna be the side piece. That's just the way it is. And she right now, do she seem peaceful? Do she seem graceful?
Only that, Mr. Taryn.
No, she's not.
Mr. Taryn, you have always mentioned your wife, always. Now, granted, nobody's expecting you to have your wife pop up on screen because these streets are crazy, right? But you
Hell
have
no.
always mentioned your wife. You have never shied away from being a married man. You have always made it clear that you're a family man and you're a married man. None of these men that K.Michelle has been involved with has ever claimed her. None.
Correct.
And that's why she feel the way she feel. Because look, if nobody's taking you to the altar, you're gonna think no, everybody ain't shit. It's just the way it is. It's no
But
But
at
that's
the
disrespect.
her
same
choice.
time, at the
That is
same
her
time
choice.
though, we talking about all these men, she's the common denominator. At some point, you
Mm-hmm.
have to look at yourself because I know for a fact Katie Michelle has dated outside her race and they didn't wipe her ass up either.
She probably was spoiled. I
So
mean,
at some point, self-reflection is necessary. And that might be her missing piece as to why I got it's her mind. I'm not speaking for her. I'm just assuming. I'm assuming in her mind, she been working since she was a teenager. She
good for
been
you,
making
boo.
her own money. She been out here hustling and grinding. Ain't nothing that a man can really give her in a material sense that she needs that she can't supply for herself. So what other ways can a man enter into her life? But when you've been by yourself or used to a certain type of treatment,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're treating yourself this way, it's going to be hard for that man to enter in because I'm running it. So at some point, when are you going to look at yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to allow this man to come in. May not give him full control in the beginning because it is the beginning. I don't know him like that.
Yeah.
But as we progress on into this relationship, I can get softer and softer. I can pull back and not be so controlling over everything.
I'm gonna speak for her,
He's
Miss
not
Miss.
loving me the way I want that I picture it in my head type shit.
Yeah. I mean, you fall in love with
I'm
potential. That's what that is.
not even that. It's just you so caught up in trying to control how it goes that you're not paying attention to what he's actually doing.
I'm going to speak for her, Miss Phoenix, pardon me, in her own words. She never loved herself. She got all of these surgeries because she wasn't comfortable with herself. She didn't respect herself. She didn't do all of these things. The girl needs to go somewhere and get her mind right and fix all of her body dysmorphia images, all of her low self esteem images, all of her I'm not good enough, whatever trauma and quote unquote, and that word has been used ad nauseum, and fix herself before she comes on a platform expecting the whole entire Black community to fix her. She needs to go away and work on her own issues because
That's
it's
what I'm
not the
saying.
Black
Self
man's, it's
reflection is Very important.
It's not the black man's responsibility to fix every single black woman in the community. Stop it. Men have their own issues to deal with. They're out there battling the slings and arrows of the street, and now they got to come home to a dysfunctional woman. Stop it. Stop it. I have no sympathy. I have no remorse. Listen, she can cry Jesus off the cross. I don't care.
Not cry Jesus off the
Oh
cross.
man, look, I gotta say nothing. This is I like, man. Look, I rock with both of y'all. Just thank you. But yeah, she really.
And because I see this Negro face on the screen, I got beef with him too.
No. He actually y'all on the same.
It's for something else. It's for something else because we're talking about K.Michelle and what she needs to do to fix herself. It was a clip that I seen, and I believe it's on his channel about him not advocating for men to date single mothers or get involved with single mothers.
And I think
he pissed me off.
I think the caveat on that one, he said if they're not widowed or something like that, or the band still, because in his
I don't give a fuck what his caveat is. He didn't give a caveat. He said he don't advocate for it because in the beginning his speech was basically women ruin men. You building up all your stuff and getting your shit together, and as soon as you get it, here come a woman to fuck that up. That was his caveat. And so to date a single mother, like, we don't deserve any type of happiness. And he's also said this when he was debating, what's my man's name? I think his name is Yada. He's saying, stay with your baby daddy. Why would you go out and find somebody else? Like, this man is not flawed and he doesn't have any issues. And, it's just us. We need to stick with them regardless because we had kids with them.
I won't go and say I agree with 100% of that. I will say this though: if you are a man that's single, that don't have any kids, that's building yourself up and everything, just because like Phoenix, you got head on your shoulders. You're a minority in this situation, but you have to stipulate there are crazy women out here. And it's women that will.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not. With all due respect, I'm just saying. It's. Think about the people in the sector. Would you advocate any of your sons that just got their career together, got on their feet to date some of these women in the sector? Let's call it for what it is.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you're not going to lump every single person in that together because he didn't make a separation. He didn't say I get it that they're crazy. Like I said, when he was debating Yada, he was stating that we should just stay with the baby daddy regardless of his fucking issues. Like, the man does not have issues. Like, if he beating your ass, girl, leave and get the kids up out of there. There was no separation in that.
Yeah, and he wrong.
He's putting it under an umbrella. That's my issue.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. He wrong for that.
And if I'm not mistaken, he was raised by a single woman.
And
because if I'm not mistaken, his father is no longer here. He grew up without one.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Genesis One.
You there? Can you hear me?
Did she go back out? Yeah, I can now. Did she go back out?
You know what? And I don't even know how to work this thing. But I have a question.
Go ahead.
Why is it that every single race can find the benefits, the quality, the beauty, the advancement, the potential, the nurturer, the creator in a black man, except the black woman, some black women? Why is that?
Oh,
right? Every other race can build up the black man, but yet this chick, K.Michelle, is talking about black men are creating broken families, but yet somehow by magic wand they can create all these wonderful families with other people other than black women.
That goes back to grace. Just one. Nobody want to talk about that. Like think about how. Hey, here come Boogie. What's up, Boogie? We going there. But like, it comes to grades, man. Like, how many of these sisters out there that y'all have to go back to this? Y'all have to stipulate y'all probably the minority in this situation when it comes to just chill out people. You know what I mean? Most of the women out here, I hate to say it, like a lot of them going with the reality TV standpoint, the whole I gotta do this, I gotta live my own life, I gotta live in my truth, I gotta do this. A lot of people, and this is what we seeing. Like men, we see that, we see in the social media, they the loudest ones talking. Then it's gonna be a natural reaction, like, hey, I don't want that. I want something more graceful. I want something more. I want to be able to invest in my love, my investment, the love in there is gonna be something that's gonna be fruitful for the tree, gonna be fruitful for the generations. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem.
So is it just an American thing? Because I mean, I live in Canada. I'm Jamaican, and the majority of my life was spent in Jamaica. I grew up around intact families. 99.9% of Jamaica is Black, right? I grew up with intact families. I live in Canada. There are a litany of Black families that are together. So is it just in America? What about Africa? How many Black families that are there that are striving with two-parent households in Africa and other countries where it's a predominantly Black society? So is it just an American thing? Is it just sections of America? Is it just a potential?
It could be
a percentage of some
salute,
Americans.
salute.
What's up, Boogie? It's a little
So
LBJ. If you want to get, we don't have to get political, but I mean, just look up the whole LBJ stuff. That's how it started. We going down a whole deep wormhole on this. but
sorry, I will always be pro Black families no matter what. I will always be pro the Black man no matter what. Because I mean, not every single Black man walking on earth is a deviant, and not every single Black woman walking on earth is an archangel.
And you know what the difference is? Seriously? It's the fact that you won't find other ethnicities out here dogging they people.
Yeah. That's something.
We
Can I speak on that?
Go ahead.
Can I speak on that?
Go right
with a
ahead.
Terrence.
Stop
Salute to you,
yelling at
bro.
me.
Appreciate you having me. I ain't mean to yell. My fault. Look, man. When it comes to our people, African, I'm not even gonna say African American. I'm gonna say indigenous man of America, the OMEC. Excuse me if I'm incorrect on the panel. I'm sorry, but there's and I've continued to say this, but there's a science working on our people. It's by design that we go at each other the way we do. It's not because we just feel this way. No, this was all designed. This is counterintelligence programming on our people. This is to separate the nuclear family in America. We can call it a conspiracy. Yeah, we can call it a conspiracy. We can call it whatever. But there's no conspiracy when you look at the statistics and you can verify that 75 to 85% of Black women in America are single and they're raising their children alone. That's a proven fact. And that's not by accident. That's by default. That's by design. That's a created system that we continue to fall for. So when you hear Black women talk the shit that they talk to Black men, then they're falling for the trap. They're not taking the bitter with the sweet and making it something, you get what I'm saying, something delicate. They're always going to go with the bitter because that's what they've been taught for so long. Even when they look at their parents, they'll disregard some of the things that they talk about with their parents or didn't see with their parents. They'll say, oh, we shouldn't show that to our kids. But no, our kids need to see us work through certain things. And Black people don't show. That's what our people intend on not doing. But we will show the most egregious thing, the most terrible thing to our children. And I'm going past the airport, so I'm going to go on mute.
All right, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that, Boogie. this you are right because like I'm seeing it. Let's take it. Let's just take the black man, black woman thing out of there. I'm seeing the elements going on in other cultures now because like a lot of people are mimicking what the black woman's doing. That's another thing people not paying attention to. Like you go talk to some,
The
I know,
hell, black women pay attention to it.
yeah, like they're like the white girls are mimicking, and then we not factoring in what is going on in the colleges. Think about it. It was a generation or two saying, "Hey, you gotta go to college. You gotta go to college, no matter what. You gotta go to college, right?" We go and first it was okay. You going to HBCUs, you getting a certain type of education. HBCU. This is back when these folks wasn't not that far away from the Black Power, from the civil rights era. So they kind of was telling you putting you on some game. So now you could go in a professional atmosphere and do what you gotta do, and then you could go create your own professional atmosphere per se. You know what I mean? That's gone because now everybody right now the HBCUs are pretty. It's a lot of them are corrupt now. Let's call it for what it is. I love my HBCUs. I love them all. I got family that shit every sorority, every fraternity you can think of. But the reality is, right now, they corrupt, especially if you're an athlete. That's a whole nother subject. So now it's a whole another generation going elsewhere because they're getting a better situation and they got opportunities outside of just being in our community. So you got all this stuff going on, and then they get caught up in the movements of the day where now. We've been a main one get dogged at, but now it's all men getting dogged at now. So it's kind of expanding. What I'm saying. So hey, Boogie, you're not wrong on that. You are definitely not wrong on that. And it's going around everywhere. It's I think they call it like I don't want to get in the term because I ain't gonna get this shit going a whole different level. But
yeah, but Taryn, those are paid oppositions though.
What do you mean?
Those the people that we see. When you see people, so it's just like the Tuskegee experiment, remember?
Yep.
So if we're going to talk about HBCUs, we have to factor in the manner of bringing a virus to our people and not informing them on what's taking place. It goes into all of the other structures that black. It's just like when you hear black people talk about the liquor stores on every corner, or you got. Or you got bad food, you can never find a clean source of consumer products. You know what I mean? Those are the things that are put in place for us to fail. And so once again, when we take the bait on that, then yes, of course, people are going to label us that because they can see all of the systematic things that's been put in place for us to fail. And a lot of our women fall for that shit. The women, yes, and I want to also go back to the HBCU thing. It's a lot more women going to college, a lot more black women that they're giving these grants, this funding to. They're making sure that they stand above that black man. They're not going to put that black man in a place of dominance. So when we're not conscious of the decisions we're making through day to day, then some of us will fall short. And some of us will end up in terrible predicaments where a black woman's going to look at us and be disgusted because she took the alternative route. She took the route of the system. But the black man say, man, I'm not going to take that route. I'm going to do it on my own. And everybody hates the fact when a black man says, I'm going to stand up and do it myself. I hate to sound systematic and racial about it, but this is what has been brought forth to our people. These are the systems that have been put in place, and now we're seeing the destruction, the causes of all of the systematic racism in effect. It's been 80 years since 60 to 80 years since the Jim Crow and all that crap. That stuff is now working on our people. You get what I'm saying?
It's been working on our people, honey.
But like I said, and without you, I'm not disagreeing with none of you saying, oh, SJ, hold up. What's up, SJ? What's up, girl?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, SJ.
Hi, SJ. Hey, Selena.
What do, SJ?
What's up?
All right, you got the floor. This is a shocker. This is a first.
Not a shocker.
Right, not a shocker. You know you my homeboy. I
Yeah,
be
you
in the
know.
bushes and bouncing around and doing stuff. But um I think that we do a lot of talking about this subject, but we don't put any motion or
Action.
action
Yes.
behind it. We've been talking about this my whole life. I feel like and what I think is we have to want to see the other side's perspective. So L Boogie, and you
Mm,
know, you my bro for sure. But I hear you just speaking from your perspective. But I think for this to change, we have to think about the other side. And by side, I mean black men and black women. Um,
mm-hmm.
so why did black women go and become more educated? We have to think about why that is. But also, as a black woman, I always think that why haven't the black men just stood in the place as the head and told the entire
Mm,
world that you won't say this about our women, you won't treat our women like this. But also, they model the behavior and they stop treating us like we're less than, like nobody wants us. And like El
mm,
Boogie said, we are the ones that are not married. Why is that when we got black men, right? So I think we have to look at the whole picture. Because I think that we are all correct. But why is it? But that's all
Hey,
I wanted to say.
I got a
Can I,
blood.
Taryn?
Oh,
Excuse me,
go ahead.
Taryn. May I
Go,
please respond to this?
go ahead.
I apologize, bro. I ain't trying to be
No, yeah, you good.
disrespectful.
You good. You good. You good. You good. I'm hosting. You good.
Thank you, brother. All right, SJ, and I completely agree with that part too. So why do women take it upon themselves? And I'm not criticizing a woman because what the history I can give about myself is that if we want to be personalizing about it, I've stood beside a black woman for and I've told this story before, but I've been with my lady for a long time. You get what I'm saying? And I've never looked at her any other way. But we've been through plenty of things to where we still bump heads on subjects like this. And she'll say, "Why are you discrediting a black woman?" And I'll say, "I'm not discrediting her, but what has happened is when a black man takes himself and he does stand in front of that black woman and take all of the abuse, take all of the castration, all of that stuff, that's not the type of sometimes I feel like they don't give a damn about that part, if that makes
mm,
sense. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times the women say what they want, but they'll do the total opposite. Everything else is more. That's how I say it. I always say everything else is more important. It's not important to look at the things that the black man is saying because remember, he's already been discredited. So a lot of things that comes out of his mouth, the black woman don't even think he's being truthful and honest about it. She's been told so long that that black man ain't shit, remember? So when a black man does stand up and become a righteous man, or he's saying something that makes sense, or he's trying to turn you in the opposite direction of the direction you're going, you don't want that. You don't want to be led. You believe that you are the head. And that doesn't have to be completely personalized, but what I'm saying is I've heard it so many of times in so many different households how that black man can't lead because that black woman wants to take it upon herself in so many different ways, tell that black man he still ain't shit, regardless of what he put on the line for her, regardless of all the sacrifices. And it's not about recognition, it's more or less about understanding and
Mm-hmm.
making sure that you can not appreciate that man, because I don't want it to sound weird, like, oh, just but that submissiveness is not there. I don't,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes off as condescending to say this is what I want, but when you get that, you still, for some odd reason, you can't 100% fully commit to that, if that makes sense.
ooh, ooh,
Uh,
ooh,
I, I,
ooh. I got
I'll
my
say this.
hand raised.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead, go. I got some for this, but go ahead. I got some for this.
I'm sure you do, Mister. I'm going down a rabbit hole.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
What I will say is a lot of us speak about it, like SJ said, but we don't listen to make the change and move forward because we so busy pointing the finger. Now, what I will say is a lot of black men, and this is just from my experience, if it do not apply, let it fly. A lot of black men participate in the spirit of confusion.
Mm.
They will say this is what they want from their woman. They will get that from us. But it also comes with a lot of other things. Nothing is easy. Anything that you really want, it ain't gonna be easy. A lot of black men will look out for their homeboy before they will their own women.
And they pit bull.
A girl.
Jesus.
Oh
I was
shit.
trying to keep it on the humans.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep it on the humans. I really was. Good Lord. Like that homeboy can call them and say, man, I need bail money. No questions asked. No matter
Mm-hmm.
how ignorant he was, and it was all his fault, but he can get the $300, $400, $500 to bail. I gotta answer a whole fucking questionnaire to get money for groceries to put in your house.
That's a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that's a little crazy there.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
You
I have a
want me to cook for you, you want me to clean for you, but then I'm not wifey material.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to talk about we don't know what we want? Y'all better check each other.
Man,
The
I'm telling
thing
you,
I say, and I ain't on mean to
I
cut
wasn't
y'all off,
done.
and
I
I'm
wasn't
No.
done
done.
after this. All right, let me
oh,
shut up. Let
just
me
kidding.
shut up.
I wasn't done. Now, when I say you participate in the spirit of confusion, when you are intimate with your partner, that is a soul tie.
Yep.
So if you confused about what the hell you want after we are intimate, you leave in that confusion with me, and vice versa. There's a
I have
lot of black men that have good women and want you to step your game up and encouraging you and speaking life into you. But you too lazy or don't want to or not ready. But let somebody else come in, that other persuasion, and you want to be all you can be, and then say we don't appreciate you when we were the ones that raised you. You started off with a black woman. Black woman works her hands to the bone to raise your ungrateful ass. For you to turn around and say to her and her counterparts, we are not good enough for you. And we just supposed to keep a smile on our face and hold y'all down.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Um, I want to figure out, how do the successful families work? You've got the man that's the head of the household, the women, and the children. Because I'm pretty sure there's a huge percentage of families, black families, that are that are intact, the respect is there. And so how does that work compared to the narrative that, oh, there aren't any good black men out here, these single mothers, all these baby daddies, and blah blah blah, whatnot. There's no respect. Black women don't know how to take a seat back, for lack of a better phrase, and don't know how to let their man lead. But how is it that there's a huge percentage of black families that are working, that are intact? So how does that work compared to the narrative that it doesn't work? So what are they doing that the non-believers are not doing?
Here's the thing, and this goes. I said this brief in one other thing, which you're talking about marriages and stuff. First of all, you got to keep everybody out your business fully on what's
Mm.
going on in your household. That's number one. Because misery love company. I mean, if somebody bang your back out doing the whole nine, blowing a motor on and all that stuff, doing fixing the car and everything, and you go and be bragging about that, your homegirl gonna want a piece of that too. She need her car fixed too. You feel what I'm saying? So that's number one. Number two, like a hit dog gonna holler. All these hurt people is the loudest. They talk. Hurt people talk about their pain from sun up to sundown, with the snow on the ground all the way to it's 100 degrees outside. You know what I'm saying? So that's another part of it because like think about how many people you hear more about the bad news than the good news. It's just like the media in general. You're gonna hear about like you're gonna hear about the abusive man, or you're gonna hear about all this stuff with like going on with the Diddy stuff. So that's why I ain't really gonna go through that no more because he, first of all, I think he going down, but secondly,
Yeah,
it's not even it's no need to talk about it no more because like how much can we kick a dead horse? You know what I mean?
they will find a way, honey.
But just in general, like bad news travel fast. Like for example, let's say right now, me one of us have a beef. The whole sector gonna know all about that beef. But we having this conversation right now, nobody gonna know about it. Like legit, they might hear about it. Oh man, he have a good fan over there, but nobody gonna really come and check it out because we ain't beefing. This is the way it is. We attracted to negativity. I mean, it's something within us. It is what it is.
That's also because if people really had their shit together like that, and I might be pushing the line with this one, but a lot of people trying to figure out how to maneuver through America, bro. It's a lot of times people hear things and they try to figure out how people got through those situations too.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times when we hear the negative shit, it's because people trying to figure out how to navigate through that. Or yes, they do love drama too, of course, but also
you got a point there. By the way, I agree with that.
But if a person got they shit all the way together, then they feel like they don't need no guidance from no one. So a lot of times that might get, what I'm saying, that might get cross-referenced where people like, well, shit, I feel like I got my shit together, so why do I need to hear that? Get what
Y'all
I'm
know
saying?
I'm on the panel. Why are you being disruptive?
Oh shit! Shout out to Phoenix kids. Shout out to them.
Yeah, I don't. The kids I don't spend time with. They ain't never around.
But Boogie, you got a point on people trying to figure it out because like you just think about like story rap, why that hits different than just rapping about nothing. You hear somebody going through something, you can relate to that in some form of fashion. It makes sense. I dig that.
Can I say something also? So a lot of the time when I hear, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping backwards, but when I hear black men say that, yeah, black women, they went into these white colleges, and basically it sounds like what you're saying is we became brainwashed. And yet I take that personally because I have 3 degrees. But that is so offensive because I have my own mind. So maybe they do try to push certain things. What I've seen, honestly, the most is they come against Jesus, but that's a whole nother topic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Man, listen.
But that is so offensive to say, like, yeah, these women went to these institutions and, they go in maybe one way, they come out another way, hating black men, as if we have no control over how we think, what we choose to believe, how we feel, what made us think this way or not. So I think that we just have to watch what we say. And I think that we need to discontinue some of the narrative that we continue to say. Like, black men ain't no good, all of that. I think that the more we continue to say that there's a divide, we'll never be unified. We won't, because it's scientifically proven, it's also in the Bible, that what you say you'll have, what you say, that's what you'll be. So I think that we have to change our words, but we also, again, we got to put the work into it.
Right.
By the way, SJ, I didn't mean no offense to you. I understand you're a professional, and like a lot of people.
No, I'm not offended.
A lot of
That's
people.
just speech we hear all the daggone time. It ain't you specific.
Yeah, no, I'm not offended.
Here's what I would say about that. This is the only part I would say about that. It's not. It's going on outside our community too. All right. So when I'm talking about colleges,
That
I'm
shit ain't public.
I'm looking at some of the curriculums. Like a lot of people, like a lot of folks is not going into the right curriculum, a right major to be a producer. Some people just going to college just be going to college because their parents told them to go to college. It's college for what it is, you know. And that's the prop. That's part of where the disconnect happened because like like you gonna be on your p's and q's. You probably gonna be with somebody in the same area. You gonna be in somebody on the same wavelength you on when it comes to college and everything. So you're gonna be on a whole other plane when it comes to some of these dudes the dudes who's mostly yelling, crying, and stuff about relationships and stuff. They're gonna be on somewhere else. They talk to the girl. They probably talk to the girl that did basket weave, water basket weave, and major something crazy. You know what I mean? But saying that oh, I go to Harvard or something like that, but she's doing some BS, you know, whatever there because like they letting everybody in Harvard now. That's a whole nother subject. But like,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Like like the people who we real like because we gonna look at who's attractive number one. Then we go from there. This is the way men how we work.
Mhm.
We don't know we can't see your intellect until we talk to you.
Mhm.
So when we go talk to these people and they are crazy, we put that in a mental note like, dang, okay, I gotta watch out talking to these chicks at this college. Then you come find out all the chicks that you were talking to college, even though you were talking to the wrong chicks that was going to college. Because like as you probably was dating somebody in college who wasn't available. A lot of people was dating the good girl's gonna be dating somebody and they're not gonna be available when it comes to that. What's up on that lady? So to go with the whole narrative is really not necessarily towards you, it's towards the people who's going to college just to be saying they're going to college. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wasn't even talking about that part because I
Mm-mm.
think that happens a lot because young people who go into college, they don't even really know who they are. So
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't talking
Mm-hmm.
about that part. I mean it more of like um the narrative that black women, since we are the most educated, that
Yeah.
means that we've gone into these institutions, and
Mm-hmm.
since we're there with these white folks, they say all of this stuff and put all of this stuff in our heads to make us want to go against the black man. That's what I'm talking about.
And with
And
that being said,
They
I'm sorry, go ahead. I thought you were done.
no, I was gonna say they made movies about that
Not
though.
you, L Boogie.
Oh, I'm
Not
sorry.
you.
No, no,
I was talking to baby hairs.
I
I
mean,
thought she was
yeah,
done.
I'm sure that maybe it has happened, but to say that overall, because that would mean that I am especially brainwashed because I've been to college so many times, right?
Freak.
If we go with that, but that is not true. I have my own thoughts, my own brain. I've always been that way. Like you can't just tell me something and I'm gonna be like, oh, yeah, I agree. No, I need to
Mm-mm.
understand why you say that. Where did that come from? But I don't know. I just think that we should stop generalizing on both sides. And also, you
Amen.
said like it's a documentary. Again, they will push what they want us to believe.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to keep all of this in mind. Like we have a hard work to do, but I think that black people are amazing. We can do anything. We survived everything and we're very resilient. So I think that we can fix this, but we have to make a decision to be like, you know what? I'm going to lay my pride to the side. I know these black women talking about me terribly, and same with us. I know these black men, they have said this and done that, went across the world to look for other women so they don't have to be with us. But you know what? We're going to lay it all down and we are going to start over and we're going to see what it is we got to do. So we can do it, but it's going to be some real hard work.
I remember.
Yeah,
Hey,
because I was gonna say just piggybacking off of that when L Boogie was saying we don't want to submit. I asked the question, what do you want me to submit to? Because again,
You
there is
oh
there is a lot that's going on that is not gonna. I'm not going to submit to it. If you are out here just being all kind of ignorant, I'm not submitting to that. If you're
I
edifying me, if you're helping me grow, I can submit to you under those circumstances. If you have God as the head of your life and you submit it to God, I can submit to you under those circumstances. I'm not just gonna be submitting to you because you got something swinging in between your legs
True.
and you say you like me.
Never
Give
said
me
that.
more
I
than
ain't never
that.
say nothing like that.
I'm not saying I ain't said
Look,
L Boogie said.
not part of that one. That's the person. You're not part of that.
I ain't said L Boogie told me to submit to ignorance. I'm just giving you an example of what I'm not going to submit to and what I am. That's why I said I will ask the question, what are you telling me to submit to exactly, sir? Not you, because you already in your relationship. So I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about anybody that that says they're interested in me and I'm interested in.
Right.
Go
I
ahead,
understand
L
that.
Boogie.
Can I respond? Can I
Go ahead, man.
respond?
Yes.
Go ahead, do what you gotta do, man.
And sometimes I
Go
might
ahead.
not even need to be a part of the conversation. But yes, what I'm also saying is when I hear, and it's not something that I'm experiencing all the time. I can say I've experienced it, but what I'm also hearing from other men are that women are giving them a hard time leading. It doesn't always have to be because he's swinging or just because he a man. He might be thinking from a logical standpoint opposed to a woman that's making decisions off of emotional uh tactics. You
Ooh,
know,
you
she being
fucked that up.
emotional
You fucked
about
that
that.
up. You fucked that up.
You
You
get what
fucked
I'm
that up.
saying?
Mm-mm. No, I don't. Let me
Let
tell
him
you
go,
why.
No,
Phoenix. Let
I'm
him
No.
go.
can I
Go
let
ahead.
me
Go
finish
ahead.
because I want
Go
I want to say
ahead.
something to SJ too because she mentioned something about college and what I will also incite on that part is that when we talk about you because you sound exceptional SJ, so you sound like one of the people that don't think that way, so it should be a little more easier for you to move around. But when we talk about black people, we got to talk about ourselves in a collective whole because we talk about when we talk about our people, we try to single ourselves out when we all got to get on code. We all got to be in the same state of mind. So
Mhm.
when we do look at those women that's coming up out of college, majority of them, they don't like you. They think the total opposite way. Some of them not even looking at black men no more. They looking in completely different directions. All right. So now that's watering our shit down even further.
Hey,
But
Bessie.
that's just my opinion. I don't gotta be correct on that, but it's just my opinion.
No, I mean I'm not
That
saying it's impossible or it
I get
doesn't
it.
happen. I'm just
Cause you
saying
listening to your
that
homeboys.
yeah. But
You, I mean, I get that because you getting the one side of it all. Oh, he probably speaking from a logical. No, not really. Because here's the thing: how long has that woman been single? She's been running that household by herself, logically. It wasn't from emotions. And if he coming
Nah, this
in, what is
woman,
he coming in? We're not talking about one particular. I'm just saying these
right,
are questions that I ask.
right.
How long has she been single? How long has she been running her household? What are you coming in doing? Are you coming in beating your chest, or are you coming in just trying to see where you fit in, and y'all go from there? What kind of discussions are y'all having? When y'all having these
Let
discussions, what are you getting out of these discussions and hearing her and her struggle? How are you adjusting, getting her adjusted to that with you?
Can I jump in
let's just
here?
speak for the men that's on code. Let's just speak for the men that's standing on business, the men that's on code. We ain't got to talk about the dysfunctional part of our society because those people the men that can't seem to function, or the men that can't seem to stand on business or be on code for black people, then those people have already pushed themselves out of our society. And I stand behind that. Like a lot of men that don't want to stop killing their own kind, the one that don't want to respect the black woman or beat on the black woman or Whatever that type of man is, I ain't speaking for that dude. I wouldn't even stand up and speak for that guy. I'm not putting my chest out and holding my head high for that type of guy. I'm talking about the brothers who's having a hard time dealing with a woman, and they could have been in a relationship for many years, and they still having that dysfunction with their partner because she can just not let go. She always got her guard up. That's the type of thing I'm talking about.
Can I
Yes, I
jump in
got
Now
that.
I'm
there?
That's
on
why
mute
I
because I'm
asked the
talking a
question
lot.
I
I am talking a lot.
asked.
Go ahead, Genesis. One, I got an answer for both of all this shit.
Yeah, I have twofold of a question. The first fold is when you meet an individual that you want to have a relationship with, and when I say that, I'm talking about the universal you. Now, how often do people, you know, get to know someone before they rush into the physical? Right. I mean, I know this is 2025 and whatnot. We're not back in the 50s or what have you, where you're sitting, on the porch swing back and forth drinking tea and blah, blah, blah. Right.
Good
But
to see
again,
you.
Mhm.
it comes back to personal responsibility. What do you want in a relationship? How do you vet your partner? Do you take the time to know this individual? Do you talk about things that are important to you and how you want to foster this relationship? And the second fold of my question is, okay, you haven't done that, right? You found yourself in the muck. How do you climb yourself out of that? How do you take personal responsibility and say, okay, these are the mistakes that I've made. These are the mistakes that she's made. Maybe he's not ready to own up to his responsibility for the relationship being broken down. Maybe she's not, she's not ready to take her responsibility about the relationship breakdown. But at some point, it comes down to personal responsibility. Okay, granted, we can talk about there are, mechanisms in place to keep the black people down, and it's been going on since Jim Crow, and there's colleges that are brainwashing black women and whatnot. But again, at some point, we're all, I think, even-minded, reasonable, functioning adults. At what point do you say, okay, you know what? I want better. I want better for
Mm.
myself. I want better for my family. I want better for my children. I want better for my bloodline. I want better for my community, because we can have these conversations until the cows come home. We can have these
Mhm.
conversations when we're all dead in the grave and the third and fourth generation of our offsprings are having this conversation. But at what point do we take personal responsibility?
Mm.
I could say something about that. All right. When I got ready to like get serious and be in a relationship, I sit down and look at myself like, hey, what I need to fix? Okay, I need to take my ass to the gym. I need to stop drinking soda. I need to start reading a lot of books, like start learning stuff, get my conversation right. You know what I'm saying? Just start doing things as if you going you going to work out. You about to do a competition, some type of competition, sports or whatever. Get yourself together. I think anybody that's trying to get in a relationship, if you don't got yourself together, it ain't gonna work. Because first of all, you're gonna be insecure about anything that person's saying because you're insecure about yourself, and that a lot of times like when like folks going out cheating on their old lady and all this stuff and everything, it's old day woman doing it. It's some insecurity there. It's something that's not they're not together with themselves. They don't love themselves enough to be like, hey, nah, you know what? I don't pass on that. Let me go home. Let me go do what I need to go do. I got this. I got this family to go take care. I got this. I got this. I got this. But you got a lot of things going on. You don't got time to do the bullshit. You gonna protect your peace. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people, a lot of people that's complaining. A lot of times it's because, hey, I'm not doing what I need to be doing. That's where the frustration come in. That's why they so frustrated. Oh, I can't. I'll have my wife won't listen to me. Okay, maybe you need to do something to get her to listen to you. Not necessarily, I don't know, physical stuff against her, but say, all right, cool. You don't want to listen. You take full responsibility when you fuck up, because I know you're gonna fuck up, and I'm confident to know you're gonna fuck up. So let me go ahead and do something more productive instead of waste my time arguing with you over something I know is gonna happen. You gotta have that vision. See, because that's the thing. That's the thing where we forgot as black men. If we have a vision about how we want things to go, y'all will follow. If y'all see in that vision,
Mm.
you see what I'm saying? And that's the point I'm trying. Like overall, if you have a vision on your purpose and everything, your old lady will go and help you with that purpose because
Yes.
they'll believe you. They'll go do
Amen.
everything in the world. They'll go get in the way of people trying to hurt. They'll tell you, "Hey, don't fuck with that motherfucker because
Mm-hmm.
he don't believe in you. He gonna hold you down. I'm just letting you know. I see something. You're gonna be catching all the red flags, and we don't have to do nothing. Just all right, bet. Let me see what you're talking about." And you gotta be mindful. You gotta have a discerning spirit on that shit. Like, all right, is she just tripping, or what do she see? And then that take a little introspective, like being introspective. Like a lot of times, even when I started this, right, look, shout out to Thumbnail Lady, shout out to Phoenix. Y'all two was on my ass. Literally, I ain't gonna say policy, y'all women, but y'all on my ass about that. Hey man, yeah, you over talking, you doing this, you doing that. Oh, hey, you stuttering, work on that. All right, bet. I think this is like an athlete. Like, all right, I get my 40 back, go get my 40 up, I get my vertical up. Maybe I need to squat a little bit more. Maybe I need to go hit the deadlifts. I can hit the sled or something. Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it. If y'all put that into like relationship wise, you know what I'm saying? CB3, shout out to you too. Relationship wise, I guarantee you, y'all gonna get a lot more out of that shit than just, hey, he ain't doing what I want him to do. She ain't doing she ain't listening to me. Okay, give her a reason to listen to your motherfucking ass.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
Go
Lift some weights. Take your ass to a bar by yourself. Be quiet. See somebody come. Oh, where you work out at? Guarantee you she get her shit together. All that bullshit go out the window. All that. Oh, I don't got time. Oh, that go out the window. But you got the muscles. I've seen it happen. All that little shit, the little games. Look, hey, my man need to be 6 foot. This dude. You take care of yourself. You on your business. Oh, that shit go out the window. Oh, hey, I don't got that motherfucker, but I got him right here. That's what's gonna happen. And that's what we gotta get to the point as men. We gotta be to the point where okay, she thinks she needs all this because she don't think we good enough. So therefore, I need to be better than what she think we need to be. You see what I'm saying? In general, just and then if she don't rock with you, okay, we got the whole world in our hand. If you really gonna get down to it, and it's gonna hurt some people, but hey, do what you gotta do. Find love if you want to find love. This is what it is. It's somebody out there for you. So
I agree. Because everybody's looking for someone to love and accept them. Everybody's looking for that. It's just how are you going about it? Are you standing in your own way?
Mm-hmm.
Are you open to the possibilities or anything? Or like I said, even with K.Michelle, want to control every aspect. It has to happen exactly how you picturing it in your head. I get having a vision, but your vision basically is saying, I want to be loved and accepted. I need someone who's going to encourage me. I need someone who's going to speak life to me, or whatever it is on your list. And they are doing that, but you so caught up in how they're doing it that you're not even appreciating that you're getting it.
Yep.
Facts. And you can't be a walking bundle of problems. K.Michelle.
Gotta work it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it does go back to admitting that you don't look at that man as a dominant species. She just might not look at black men as a dominant species, even as much because one thing I did hear her doing was comparing every man to her grandfather. And she said, if he's not like my grandfather, then I don't want to be a part of that.
And that's sad because every man is themselves.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you might not see the bitterness of your grandfather. You're only going to see your grandfather as a certain manner or in a certain way. You're never going to see him outside of that perception of what you've already seen him as. So that goes right back into what I said. Systematically, she might still look at black men and say, well, you know what? You're not good enough. She done had that great example of what a black man looked like, but something still missing inside to where she's going to nitpick everything about that man.
And she already let it be known she did surgery and stuff. That means she got an image problem within herself. That's where that come from. And there's nothing we could do to satisfy that itch. If she gonna see herself looking good in the mirror or whatever, she don't see herself as somebody beautiful. That's that's not one black man in the face of this earth, whatever galaxy you want to find a man, whatever is gonna satisfy that itch.
It's all right. Because again, every man is gonna be his own man, and you don't know what the hell your grandma went through with that man. All you know him to be is a grandfather. You don't know who he was as a man and a husband or a partner.
K.Michelle can go to a city of monks and she will never find a man that's going to fix her. She is her own worst enemy. She needs to fix herself and stop perpetrating all of her trauma, all of her self-esteem images onto black men. She needs to fix herself. No man on earth can fix her. She needs to fix herself. She needs to fix herself. She is her own problem, and she is her own worst enemy. Granddad or not, she needs to fix herself. It's not the black man. It's not any man's responsibility to fix her. It's not any man's responsibility to fix anyone but themselves. That's it. Period. So she can go on all these platforms and cry in her low pistachio green dress and expect the whole community to rally around her.
Shout out pistachio.
Shout out pistachio. Pistachio green dress, honey.
Shall we listen to the rest of this? So I
guess.
Since Boogie, we almost 2 hours. You know, it's
because they'll never even listen to your music, and your professional career will suffer.
First of all, hold up, I disagree with that because they listen to country boys listen to rap like a motherfucker right now. That's a damn lie. I'm telling you, that's a damn lie. I'm in Texas. I got kin folks in East Texas right now. That's Bell Hay and everything. They listen to rap like a motherfucker, Bell and Hay.
At what point in the black community do our men create real homes?
They do.
And even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful black man that has the ability.
She's trying to get that situation. That's what you're trying to do. I see what you're doing.
To literally turn the narrative on black family, and my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, black men, and I tell my black men to really step up for black women and create families.
You see how Campbell's looking at her?
She's full of shit.
Yes, she's trying to.
She's full of shit.
She throwing.
She just said she grew up listening and watching successful black families being made in her own family, and then keep wanting to call out black men like they not present.
Yes.
Yep. See what I'm talking about?
Who they with? White people?
I told you.
She's trying to get the man she wants to act right.
That's it.
Oh, SJ hit it. Oh, SJ hit
that. Damn. That's exactly what it is.
I felt that shit too, SJ, man. Hey, you felt
That's exactly what it is. If she think we gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe, she really must think we stupid. Cause here's the child back.
She gonna start crying in front of niggas to get some more sympathy. Oh, I see what you're doing. I see that game. Oh,
she don't even care about the black household. She just want what she want, and she trying to guilt that man that she subliminally talking to over this interview into doing what she want and marrying her. Yeah, that's what this is about.
Yeah, she tripped over the wrong.
Call it out, sister. Call it out, sister.
Hey, Boogie, that's what we call trip over the wrong dick. She tripped.
And the thing is, most of the times, the men that we want don't want us.
Same thing. Same with do. Like
Say it again, sister. Say it
same.
again.
Hey, it
And
goes.
it's like, okay, you want him because you seeing him in a certain type of way, but he don't want you because he's seeing who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like,
Now,
girl, move on. He don't want you. Find that dude that has those qualities, but also wants you.
Yeah.
Now you see how she says bust out, start crying out of nowhere after seeing how Cam was looking at her. Oh, let's go back.
You
Let's
talking
go
about
back.
black men
Mm-hmm.
and family, girl? You
Let's,
ain't that broken up about it.
watch this. Look at Cam.
To literally turn the narrative on black family.
You see how he looks. Look how he looking at her, man. Can you see
She's
it?
so ridiculous. Why is she? Why is she
well, I'm
coming
gonna
on
say
this
this.
platform? Why is she coming on this platform expecting the whole entire internet to feel sorry for her choices? She's a walking contradiction. Oh, I've
She
seen
is.
black families, my uncles, my granddad, my parents,
Right.
but yet she chose to
Weren't they
go
all
breed
black?
off for somebody who doesn't want her, didn't respect her,
Mm-hmm.
and yet, oh, we're
Facts.
supposed to feel sorry for her? I don't care,
I don't.
lady.
I
And
But
don't.
listen who
she
she talking to. I ain't even gonna front. Cam Newton is a intellectual guy, but Cam Newton is the wrong example to try to
mm-hmm.
change exactly how she feel about that because
Yeah,
he
because he
looking
got
at her
several
with no
black families
sympathy
around
neither.
here.
Look
Exactly.
at
Like
look at
She's the
that's
wrong
took me out.
example. She's the wrong example to try and change all of this. I mean, okay,
She
so
Yeah.
we're
is, and
supposed
like
to, right?
out of
Okay,
all
so we're
that,
supposed
you
to.
supposed to be talking about your career, the stuff you working on, certain things that you would like to do, maybe touch on a relationship or whatever. Because we already know we've seen it over the years. You are screwed up, lady, in that aspect. So I'm
mm,
gonna need you
She
not to be like that. Like, don't do that.
This goes back
she
to the scene.
needs deep rooted therapy.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm going back to self reflection. That child,
So
I'm gonna
I
need you
don't
to
know
figure you
where
out.
I don't know where she dropped the ball in her self esteem, her self worth, her role as a human being on Earth.
Child, like
But
two
I
blocks
am
back.
so over these women coming on these platforms, bearing out their soul, about how these black men are so big and evil and they ruined us as black women. Girl, get yourself together. Get off the internet. Seek therapy. Pray to Jesus. I don't know. Go
Immediately.
back to your parents. I don't know what she needs to
I
do, but
need
this is
that. I need
such an
therapy too.
embarrassment. This is such an
Jen,
embarrassment.
hey, Jen,
I
That
need
is
therapy
that is
too.
very
this,
embarrassing.
You know what I'm
this,
saying?
this oh damn, he need therapy. But
Man, I
K,
wish
I've
I
had
could
therapy.
give y'all
Therapy is great.
therapy. I wish. I'd
K,
be a millionaire in this sector, man.
but
I
look,
just think about it.
Man,
boy, you be Elon Musk on
therapy is
this
great.
bitch.
I
Mm.
advocate for therapy. It's so refreshing. Whether you know it or not, you need it. But
Mhm.
yeah, these people are crazy.
This, but hey,
And
this
she is one that needs to be committed for the first 90 days and get that therapy like every day.
she a
I'm
floor
dead
15
ass because this is years of trauma
floor
on
15 on
her.
God damn.
It's a lot to unpack. She has
Right.
a
And
lot to unpack.
Man,
And
and for
can I say
those
this
who
one
may want
thing, y'all?
go ahead, man.
And my fault, y'all. And
No, you
that's
good, you
why
good.
when we can't live in this program, like she's living in a box trying to find a man. Like she need to get outside that box in order to find the type of man she can deal with. Because when you always try to follow the rules and go by the books, this what it look like. This woman is successful. She got her shit together, and she can't find no man. That don't make
She ain't
sense.
got her shit together
That
because
don't
she
even make
mentally
sense.
fucked up.
thank you.
She
But
Thank
ain't
you.
what
got
I'm
She
her
does
shit.
not
saying
have her
is,
She's
shit together.
on the outside, yeah. The aesthetics of it, yeah. But she's mentally fucked up. And before she go
what
running trying to find a man, she needs to fix herself. That's why I said she needs deep seated therapy. Like she really needs to be committed into a therapist. What you call those damn things? They call it spas now.
An
where they
insane
can
asylum?
mentally get that. Uh,
How about
well, I
to
mean,
She
essentially
don't
like
need that Phoenix.
hell no, she like
I
that.
ain't
That
trying to
need
go through
therapy.
that extreme, but she does need.
Hmm.
She needs to
I
be
also
committed for at least 90 days to unpack because she has a lot to unpack, and a lot of that stuff that she has been through is self-inflicted.
yeah.
She
Correct.
has been open about being in an abusive relationship with the guy that was supposed to help her with her career. He ended up fucking her career over. We later found out that he came in somebody else's life and was just as abusive. He had his own issues as well, his own demons. But she needs to get herself together. She is not doing that. She's ignoring her issues and trying to put it on the man to fix it. And if he cannot fix it, that is not the man for her. Girl, you don't need him. You need Jesus and a therapist.
Facts. And not only that, for those who might see this on the replay and think that I'm victim blaming or victim shaming or whatnot, no, we're calling out reality for what it really is. We need to hold her feet to the fire and say, listen, lady, hold her by the shoulders and give her a good shake and say, hey, you need to get your act
Issue.
together. She's been doing this for years.
Mhm.
4 years. She'll go a few
Yeah.
years and we don't hear from her, and then all of a sudden she's on a platform crying about how the black man has
Sounding
done her
just as
wrong,
bitter.
or the black man is the downfall of the whole community. No, her
Hmm.
parents are still together. You know what, K.Michelle? Go home, fix up your old bedroom, and go down on your knees and pray to Jesus, because apparently a therapist can't help you, right? And figure out what is
I don't
wrong
think
with
she's ever even
her.
discovered therapy.
Figure out what
I
is
Preconceived
honestly
wrong
don't.
notions.
first before she comes on platforms expecting everyone to lay down the sympathy mat for her. People have bills and real
Hmm.
problems. This lady is in the upper echelon of the financial bracket, but yet she can't get herself together. She can't work out her relations. And granted, yes, we're all flawed human beings and all of that, and money doesn't solve all your
Hmm.
problems. But at the end of the day, she's 4 steps ahead of the majority of anybody in society right now.
That's true.
So sympathy, I don't have it for her. She needs to
At
get
all.
herself together. Period. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, this is just
She's grown enough
entertainment.
to know better.
Man, fucking Cam body language told it all. That's and by the way, I love the fact that this lady's calling out bad behavior. You know what I mean? I love this because like all my life I've been like, man, look, don't y'all see these people? See some of these motherfuckers acting crazy, or y'all not gonna say nothing? Or I mean, I love the fact that that's being held account. Y'all calling out
Hmm.
behavior. I love that because it was one point. It was all black woman solidarity. You can't tell us what we can and can't do. Blah blah blah. All that stuff. I just love this because me and El Boog, I guarantee you, we call out every. If me and him was separate, just talk about what's going on in the world, we'll call out a whole bunch of people, and I don't think nothing of it. But it was for some reason it was at one point sisters wouldn't do that. So I love the fact y'all doing that right now. I love this because this
The
that's a part
majority
of
still don't.
hey,
It's about the majority. Remember,
hey,
we
we
got to
start.
see. That's what I was saying. My fault, but I'm gonna shut up. But the
No,
majority,
no,
we
no,
got to
no,
think
no.
about
You're right.
our people,
But
getting them
this is
on code.
this is a start though. It's good.
Hey,
Yeah,
there
most
you
definitely,
go.
most
It's a
definitely.
start. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
See how I was talking about our words? That was a really good illustration. El Boogie was like, but the majority though. And Taryn is like, but it's a start. Yes, it's about perspective and your wording, because you can
Hmm.
look at it both ways, and both ways are not wrong. But for us to move in a positive direction, we got to be able to look and see where there is positivity and where there is progress or where there is potential. So that was a good illustration of
So
that.
so here's the thing I got to like Boogie, you gotta know this. Like things happen fast. We're in the culture of social media. Remember the days before Kevin Samuels was like calling out everybody? and that became the whole meme of everybody started thinking about, hey, I need to get my stuff together. Hey, I need to wear certain things. Hey, I need to and a lot of ladies, real talk, a lot of ladies was listening to that too. I found that out. I didn't know a lot of ladies was listening to Kevin Samuels till after he passed. That tripped me out. I didn't know that. I thought it was like
How you
really,
didn't know? Majority of women getting up there and getting towed down.
but the thing is, a lot of people had a negative reaction to it. But like, if you look at what he was doing, he gave them an opportunity to speak exactly what they want, and he broke it down to them in a way where it was harsh, but he got straight through the BS. Because the thing is, a lot of folks
I
don't want
guess
to.
it depends on how you look at it because it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
But hey, it got through.
Um, Not necessarily, because if certain people, if you are speaking to them in a disrespectful manner, they will not listen. You can't
Okay.
do that with everybody. You have to actually know how to approach a certain person to get them to listen to you. I have kids. They were all birthed from me, but I
Yeah.
do know that they are also individuals and I have to train them differently.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not debating that, but like the what I like about his style, he sit and just listen. Then he like, okay. Then he like, all right, this is how I'm gonna approach this. Like the ones that went viral. That's really legit the most harsh way he went at them, because at that time he probably felt like they needed to hear the harsh truth. Some people need to hear that, but the vast majority, he just kept it monotone. He just said, "Hey, you need to do this, do this, do this. Hey, are you sure you want that?" It was more on that level. It wasn't
Mm,
always 100 miles per hour, if that makes sense.
yeah. But again, you can't approach everybody the same kind of way.
Yeah, yeah,
The ones that went viral, they were kind of harsh. A couple of them were full of shit and a little bit delusional. So yeah, you might have to get with them in that certain type of way. But everybody didn't deserve that.
yeah. I mean,
I
he probably
Uh,
got. I mean, he's human. He probably got one or two wrong, maybe 10 wrong, because there's a lot of them. Maybe about 10% wrong. Let's say he got 10% wrong. Still, they probably got something from that conversation. But this goes beside my point. My overall point was, now people are holding people account. It started with something like that. Even the Fresh and Frizz, even though I don't rock with them like that. I mean, it was fun. It was funny for a little bit. It got a little weird. That's another story. But even them to a point where they was telling the dudes like, hey, y'all can do this in real estate. Y'all can do this, do this. Then hearing Coin Brown say the other part. I mean, everything kind of at one point everything kind of fit in. All right, this is game. We learning. We have to, sometimes get the fat out the meat type situation, or chew the meat to get the spit out the fat. Yeah, that's the term. But like,
I agree.
that's the start.
Sorry, I
Go ahead.
agree with you that Kevin Samuels, R.I.P. the Godfather, he did have a lot of women followers. I was one of his followers and subscribers, and a huge percentage of his audience were women, even though men thought it was a men-centered based channel. But and I think that the videos that did go viral went viral for a reason, because a lot of those women came up to buck up against him. They came up there to try to downplay him and try to, for lack of a better word, small man him. You know what I mean? And he
mhm.
put them in their place, rightfully so. Rightfully so. But he changed a lot of lives. And what people didn't realize, that there were a lot of marriages that were born out of his what's the word
Counseling.
were born out of his narrative or agenda or whatever the word is. I can't know
Yeah, I don't want to call it narrative, but like, yeah, I got your point.
what have you, right? And like you said, Mr. Taryn, in his death, the women came out in droves, except for Vivica Fox and her nonsense, but that's a whole other story for another day.
She
And
crazy, yeah.
really honored him, and and respected what he tried to do. So yeah, shout out to the Godfather.
Yeah.
And then he not tremendously, he mysteriously passed. that goes back to my whole spiel. Like you said, 10%. Oh, 10% is thinking the different way about it. And I understand what Taryn and SJ are saying. I just feel like when we are doing this, sometimes, like even how we're doing it on a public platform right now, sometimes it can be translated in so many different fashions or forms. But of course, it starts in the home, and then it goes to your community, and then of course it can go all the way till it go corporate or to government. You know what I mean? A lot of the things that I pay attention to, just paying attention to, is that whenever we do take it upon ourselves to start thinking different about approaching relationships, careers, and government policy and stuff like that, it seems as if it always becomes like a demolition squad steps in, or destruction. And so when we do see the things, like even when we were talking about colleges, like, oh, the HBCUs, they're not even this no more. Well, I feel like that would have been by design as well. And so go ahead.
All right, this is what I would say about that, man. Working out. I'll go back to working out. This analogy I'm using. You can lift weights, and sometimes you get injured. Do you quit lifting weights because you got injured, or do you rehab the injury and you get back at it? Which one you do?
You take what you can get out of the situation. So you're
So,
gonna be considered the 10%, basically. So
so
10% gonna change. 10% gonna stay on code. But the 90% is kind of, it's a start. Yes, the 10% is a start, but the 90% seems so, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it looks different. The structure of it looks different. And so the black man and black woman clashing every chance they get, it's going to always be at a stagnant 10% if we can't get on code about that. And the things we're nitpicking about each other will never benefit either one of us. That's my whole spiel about it. Like, we're nitpicking things about each other. You know what I mean? And we're not pointing each other in the right direction. We just want to clown each other. We want to diss each other, joke about each other, and never really take, like Miss Genesis 1 said, take ownership for how we conduct ourselves amongst each other. We're not on code with each other,
and
because we see the system, and I've heard dark skinned women even talk about how they don't feel beautiful or they don't feel pretty enough, and then you see all I'm going into so many different things, but
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Because like
there's
I'm married.
so many things in place. Yeah,
my wife is dark skinned. I married her, and I love everything about her. I mean, I get that whole standpoint, because like media. Here's the thing. This is another thing. Like, we have to establish this too, because I've noticed it with my daughters. Not even like, they're not a part on social media and stuff. They very acute socially about how people perceive them. They're very cute. Like, I remember when me being 9, me being like young. I did not give a damn about. Oh, Jensen one had a drop down. I didn't give a damn about what anybody had to say about what I was doing. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't really hypersensitive to what people thought about me. You know what I'm saying? But my daughters, they peep everything. They see everything. They see, oh, who's that weird person over there? Or who's this? Who's that? They won't say it, but they'll, hey, come to daddy. They'll like, let me know, or whatever. Or, you know what I'm saying? They're way more cute. So what's going on is, a lot of these sisters they seeing what society, what media is portraying them, and it's gonna hurt them way different than it's gonna hurt us. Because the thing is, we think about it. When we was known as hoodlums and this and that, we created hip hop and we mind our own business. We just went in there and did battle rap all the time. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's a whole. The thing is, like, we take what society say about it, we just take that and create something way better and just say, hey, we got our own thing. And we just on the thing. The problem we do have, we don't understand how to have ownership of that. That's what we need to get better at in general, even on there. So that's really,
Yeah.
if you want to say what's really holding us back, it's the fact that we need to really take ownership on what we create, really take ownership of our image, really take ownership, and just don't have anybody playing with when we create culture stuff. Anybody playing with our name when we doing that, and hold ourselves in high
Right.
regard. That's really what we gotta do, and the
Yeah.
ladies gonna follow.
Exactly. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we got, and I hope I'm not over talking y'all ladies. If y'all want me to shut up, just say, yo, L Boogie, shut up.
Oh, you know I will. Don't play
We
like
still
that.
don't have no problem with that.
But and to add to that, bro, because that's exactly how I'm looking at it. Every time we create something great, it gets infiltrated. From my understanding, hip hop was infiltrated. That's not even our culture. We don't own that culture. We don't own not one piece of hip hop. And the one guy that they do say own it, and I'm not even gonna say his name, or even the other guy, from my understanding, they've been infiltrated. It's like we always let ourselves, even when we get to the billionaire status and the millionaire status, we always got these handlers, we always got the people telling us what we got to do in order to survive in America. And a lot of us don't want to fight for that. They rather just let it be the 10%. You know what I mean? Like I even heard Kwame Brown talking about that 10% with the other guy, with the guy with the glasses. He said we'll only accept 10%. That number comes from telling people 10% can't change shit. So we know 10% gonna do their thing, but the 90%, they're looked at as consumers. They're looked at as experiments. They're looked at as test dummies, crash dummies, demons. We're getting all the bad statistics for our people because we don't want to recognize the direction we've taken when it comes to accepting and fighting for each other. We're not there with that. We're not going forward. We're going back. The 50s and the 60s was very great for our people. Mm-hmm. Why hasn't it gotten better for our people then? 60 years later, it seems like we going back into slavery. We're going back into something that it shouldn't be. And only 10% of our people are really successful or surviving, really thriving in America. You get what I'm saying?
Can I say something? Yeah.
Go ahead, SJ.
I'm going to shut up.
So what y'all just said was what I said in the beginning. If the black men stood up and took ownership, that's how I think y'all put it. But that's what I was meaning. If black men stood up and were not so easily moved, then we could make some headway. Because like Terrence said, if we do it, the women will follow, and we will. We definitely will.
Certainly. We are y'all biggest cheerleaders.
Yeah, we are, for sure.
Y'all are not ours.
Well,
us, that's true. We don't necessarily supposed
not
to
all. I'm just saying for the majority of the part.
Hey, Phoenix, you're right. Because technically, we don't supposed to cheerlead. We supposed to be leading. That's just where it is.
That's right. Yes. Words matter.
Yeah, we don't supposed to be cheerleading. Now we cheerleading for y'all. It's something that's some dysfunction for real. Because y'all not gonna look as the same.
Yeah.
Like a lot of women.
Well, I ain't saying hold pom poms in a tennis skirt and throw your legs up. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is life and death is in shut the hell up, you stank ass. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And if all you're speaking over me is not life, then that's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Iron sharpens iron. So if you're not encouraging me, if you're not edifying me, if you're not lifting me up, and all you're doing is pointing your fingers of everything I'm doing wrong, then guess what you're gonna get? Not much.
You know what's funny? I do that a lot, and sometimes I get too esoteric about it. Where like we were talking about did I say Julius Caesar used to do this to his people, to the Senate. That's why they did this and did that. My wife like, why are you telling me this? How you know all this stuff?
Right. Cause you just be, every damn thing.
No, I
Lord
don't,
Jesus, it's hard
I
to talk to you. Anyway,
just
but the
read it.
prime example is what y'all was saying about black women going to school and educating themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're not brainwashed. But at the same time, any black man that dates outside of a black woman, y'all empower somehow, not y'all, but y'all empower that person to start downgrading us. They'll get on platforms, oh, you should have been like me and blah 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 blah. A whole light skinned whore made a song talking about light skin is what he wants. She was empowered and emboldened to do that from a black man. You got chicks that's literally saying that they are better than us. They leave y'all for us. They look for us more than they look for their own women. Y'all, if a black woman is dating outside of her race, y'all don't hear dudes saying that shit because
Unfortunately,
we the ones that be like, "Hey, dog, you not doing that."
yeah. Unfortunately,
So
this
who's really brainwashed?
here's the problem. Because here's the problem, and this is gonna be harsh. In Phoenix, my heart is at the right place. But a lot of that,
I'm still gonna want to fight you. Go ahead.
the lot of that might came from them dudes having a wretched ass mama. Let's call it for what it is. It's be think about it.
Yeah, because most of them hoes that saying that shit is ratchet as fuck or trying to be like us.
But the thing is though, if he was always caught, because look, not all single mothers are the same. There's some single mothers are gonna uplift their kids, get them to the right place. You know, try to get the male role models around, try to make everything work, try to get the daddy around, try to do the whole
Hmm.
nine, do everything good, right? Let's put that in the good category. That's the best situation for that situation to happen, right there. Then you got this one on this other side where you just like your daddy. Uh, 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 you see what I'm saying? Just
I told my mama she shouldn't have been fucking them.
yeah, 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 but you get what I'm saying. But like you strong enough to deal with it. But dudes, we gotta kind of take that. We gotta kind of take that. Then some lady
No,
we
y'all
hit.
don't.
No, no, hear me out, because you can't say nothing to mama. You can't say nothing to
Shit
mama.
me.
No, yeah, yeah. You can say something to mama. Our black ass can't say something to mama. Because you know what?
That's a life choice.
But
But
no,
go ahead.
some uncles,
Still should try though.
I'm
Still
just
should try to
saying,
say something to
you can
mama.
say
Yeah.
something respectfully. You can
and,
say you can find ways respectfully to say that to your like, look, you just like your
even
daddy. Okay, well, obviously there was something that you liked about that man to make me.
but see, the thing
I
is,
didn't. I didn't get here by myself.
well, Phoenix, well, we have to stipulate if you grew up and that's all you heard, or I should have had an A word, or all that stuff. Next thing you know, you're gonna be like, damn, do I really want somebody like my mama? Then that's where that come from. What's so crazy about it?
Damn.
What you saying is that they find women outside of race acting like the mama, the women they see. That's what happens because if they only know that dysfunction, it's like that with women. If you only know the dysfunction, you're gonna go to the dysfunction. You see what I'm saying?
And here's the thing: if you know it's dysfunctional, let's take it back to you need to be healed from that. Take your ass to therapy,
Oh, no, I'm
so
not.
you don't live, so you don't continue to live in that damn dysfunction.
But that take. I'm telling you right now, that takes some time because like I said, dysfunction. We all come from some type of dysfunction, even in two-parent households. Everything. It's gonna be somewhere. Something gonna be a little off in the situation. Either it's gonna be inside from the household. It's gonna be outside from childhood trauma at
Hmm.
school or something. It's gonna be something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We all got across the bear in that regards.
and
What
that's
I'm
true.
what I'm saying is that we have to understand the psychology of the brother that's doing and then going to the other side, which I have no issue with, honestly, because my standpoint is you're gonna make a black person anyway in a lot of cases.
That ain't even the point I'm making.
I know
Because I
that.
don't give I don't give a damn who you date. It's the fact that you allow or embolden this person to come back and attack who you come from.
But if you put it in the perspective of they the person they came from was a dysfunctional situation. This is why they doing that. It's not necessarily me saying justifying it. It's an understanding on why it happened. You have to kind of look past because like it hurts it does hurt when like you see sister a beautiful sister going with a white dude like all right that's cool but like damn I mean y'all won't say what it is like the whole y'all won't say nothing about that but God forbid I go
Cast
with
her
that
out.
like that's the part that
Cast her
really
ass out.
what's up.
Let me just say this, and this is just from things that I have witnessed myself. You will have black men coming from dysfunctional households from a single mother. A lot of them grow up and take care of their mom. No problem. They give her the utmost respect.
No
They know she got issues. They try to, work it out because, like you said, oh, you can't say nothing to mama. The hell you can't.
shit.
You choose not to. No, you choose not to. But at the same time, just like we have to look at why they're doing that, did he take time out to look at what his mother went through to be as dysfunctional as she is? No. So I don't give a fuck about what you had to go through. Because you already said fuck my feelings first.
I mean
Did you look at your mama dysfunctional? She didn't come out like that. Something had to happen. So what time did you take to figure that out about her and to work with her within those parameters? You
sorry
didn't. You just decided to grow up and dog her the fuck out. The other half that knows that their mother is dysfunctional, but then turn around and turn against the black woman. I wasn't the black woman in your household. So why blanket statement or throw me up in there with your mom? Because again, I didn't have her upbringing. I don't know what she went through to become as dysfunctional as she is. I don't know what she went through to get hooked on drugs and forget that she had kids. I wasn't there. So why should I have to suffer those consequences because you decide to go outside your race and then tell them that none of us is shit because of your one experience with the one that raised you. But again, you didn't take time out to figure out what was that about your mother that traumatized her, that put her in the position that she was in, that made her dysfunctional. You didn't do that. So why should I give a damn about your feelings when you decide to not only attack me, a person you do not know, but also have this bitch you fucking and do the same damn thing?
really to be
If
honest
you blind eye, so am I. We both gonna be Stevie Wonder out in this bitch.
to be real with you like that's one of them situations where if you like I'm not offended if a sister with I used to be, but I'm not offended with a sister with a other not really because I got mine. You know what I mean? I mind my own
Hmm.
business. And pretty much finished. You got your situation. You mind your own business.
Hmm.
To me, even getting upset about that now. Look, you can't. I can't concern myself with anybody else's trauma. They got to that point because of whatever. That's their business. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
As long as they not coming and just spitting in my face and doing something crazy, it ain't my business. It business anymore, you know. And then a lot of people project because like maybe they just still not happy with themselves, so they got to project that hurt onto other people. You know, we see this all the time. Come on, we know the game. Come on.
But no, that just goes to say we know what the issues are. We are choosing to ignore it and not moving forward with it.
Hurt people, hurt
We
people.
right, but that's on either side though. But if we are trying to get to a certain type of understanding with each other instead of
Appreciate that.
constantly butting heads, oh, good night, baby, here, and constantly butting heads or like Miss Genesis saying, is displaced anger and always going against each other. Nobody understands our struggle like us. We know what we've been through. We know what we're going through. We know what's against us. So then, why would we bring in outside elements to also go against us? Why would we not have a conversation to move forward? Why would we not have that conversation and listen to each other and not constantly point fingers or saying, well, what you saying is my. No, I'm saying this is my experience. And if this is not a part of what you've done to traumatize others, then it's okay. I'm not speaking on you per se. I'm saying this is my experience because I am one that has never given up on my black men. I know y'all crazy as hell. I know some of y'all trifling. I just know to stay away from those dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
I know there's a lot of black women out here that ain't right. I just know to stay away from them. Or if I can find a way to help them grow, I would do that. Now I'm not gonna get in a relationship with no man that needs to grow, because first of all, he needs to grow.
I would say this from my standpoint. I didn't think I would find a sister that could kind of deal with me,
All
like
your nerdiness.
liking a lot of stuff, liking different type of music, liking because like sometimes it's kind of for what it is. If it ain't what is socially accepted, y'all, a lot of sisters will be like, "Oh, you do that? Oh, you do that? You like that?" But now it's more socially accepted to be into like. It was at one point to be into comic books, to like comic books.
Hmm.
It was more socially accepted to like anime.
bro.
It was more see. So here it goes back to me and Boogie's thing because like you talk about 10%, but like I was part of 10% who liked certain different things. Now it's mainstream. That was my overall point with the Kevin Samuel thing. Like this stuff happens fast. People
Yeah.
catch on, especially if things work. People catch on. But here's the threat, and this goes to your point about infiltration and all that stuff. There is an element of our culture. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. It's white, black. It's something going on sector wide, internet wide. When there's a movement, or there's something great happening that's bettering people. There's a type of corruption. It's no. It's here's the thing. It's J.R.R. Tolkien says this like evil cannot correct. It only corrupts. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And
That's true.
there's always this corruption building somewhere in the community. It don't matter what community it is. Hip hop, it could be fucking comic books, it could be video game, it could be knitting. There's a knitting community on YouTube, on Twitch and stuff. They just sit back, talk shit, and knit. Craziest thing ever. But there's a corruption there because it used to be just women going on there talking about their wild they situation going on, they husband, wives, whatever they got going on, and talking shit. But now it's now they need safe spaces. Remember that whole safe space conversation? Now they need safe spaces because oh, this person's too toxic. They talk about this. Oh, this person believe in this. Oh, this person voted for this, vote for him or her or whoever. It's a corruption that
Yeah.
always, I mean, it happened in church. Why we got denominations? We all serving the same God, or the same. We all believe pretty much the
They
holy.
reading from the same Bible.
So read the same Bible. Hey, you get the same Corinthians, second Corinthians, whatever you want to find. We get
Hmm.
all the same, but we got the denominations because there's always corruption. There's always gonna be somebody saying, "Hey, I interpreted this differently." So you're
That
not
it.
interpreting this the right
I
way.
could read the same scripture 100 times and get 100 different versions of what I
It's,
read. So
exactly.
it has nothing to do with denomination, but that is just the enemy's way of division. He always uses division. If we can keep up division, we can keep up confusion.
Cause think about
That's
it
what
like
I'm saying. We're not going to sit down and have a conversation and actually hear each other. And every time we have a conversation, and I'm saying I'm having an issue with certain people do A, B, C, D, and it's like, oh, I don't do that. Okay, well, if you don't do that, then I'm not speaking on you. I'm saying this is what I'm sick of. And we know we've never crossed paths, so I'm not talking about you. Stop looking at it as an attack and just listen and see what we can do to fix it. Because number one, I feel men need to hold men feet to the fire and women need to hold women feet to the fire.
I
Like
agree
check them.
wholeheartedly.
Like don't be that friend that when your homegirl come to you, be like, oh bitch, leave him. He ain't shit no way. We can be out here having a hot girl summer. We could be single, blah, blah, blah. No. You actually listen to your friend's grievance and see where you can heal from that, not constantly separate because you by your damn self. First of all, you shouldn't be asking a single friend for married information any damn
Hell
way
no, you better not.
because, well, I would say this: bitter. Do not ask anybody who is bitter because there are a lot of single women out here that are healed and can give good advice, or even if they are divorced, that can give good advice on marriage because they have experienced that. And then they can say, well, where I went wrong is. And you can learn from that. As long as that chick ain't bitter. And the
Better.
same goes for a man. Men, married men out here talking about something, yeah, I could teach you how to cheat. Instead of, I can teach you how to have a happy, successful marriage with your wife. How to put her first, in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's something about that whole idea of I just don't get it. I mean, it's gonna be. I'm not over here trying to be no dude to be bragging on here and everything, all that stuff. Just I don't get it because like I love my peace. I love like this the
Well,
most
who the fuck
chaotic.
don't love peace?
This this the most chaos I've had all day, which is good. It's actually positive. It's a positive chaos, which is if we have a dialogue which hope somebody gets something from. But like
Hmm.
I don't have chaos in my life really. I mean I could get up and just
If you got kids, baby, you have chaos. It's just a different type.
yeah, but it's like well, it's kind of like organized chaos a little bit because like
Hmm.
yeah, I got your point. I get your point. Organized chaos. Well, shout yeah, hip hop right there. We have to get on hip hop, yeah. But like I just think, man, because like I know getting into that type of situation, somebody gonna catch feelings. I know what I could do. You know how it just creates a whole nother line of stress of me grabbing gray hairs, which I'm trying not to grab. You know what I mean? I
I
like
mean,
yeah. It just
it's
causes
inevitable.
it's gonna come, but I don't want to help it come. Put it that way.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it don't make sense to me. And like, and the crazy thing about it be 100, like when a lot of I ain't gonna say just sisters, a lot of women just see somebody that's peaceful that's not out there. They try to
Hmm.
jump on that train so hard. I'm like, man, look, the train too fast for you. We gone, we done. You can't jump on it.
Right.
We going past the station. We just gonna go past it. You see what I'm saying? And that's the wild part of me because like a lot of women say what y'all want, but I be questioning that shit. Like y'all really want that, but because how y'all act in some cases, it's hard to believe
See,
it
we don't
sometimes.
went back to that. Yeah,
And
What?
that's exactly
you
why I
already
said
know.
we should hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Um, that I don't see a lot of that. Somehow we got away from that. I just see everybody holding up everybody and each other's bullshit. It's like I'm not gonna tell my friend she wrong. That's her life. That's what she wanna do. It's working for her. No, it's not working for her. If it was working for her, would she be putting herself in danger out here doing what she doing? Or
No.
like even with like I said, married men, like I could show you how to cheat on your wife. Okay, well then that brings about outside babies, STDs. Did the wife ask for any of that? No. She thought she had a husband that loved her.
and you made an oath to God, man. That's my whole point. Like I take,
Yeah, you listen, you're not gonna make a liar out of me in front of the Lord.
yeah,
When they said for better or for worse, the worst was not because you out here running on in the streets, because also in your vows it said to forsake all others and not allow anything to tear apart what God has put together.
that means your
Those are
family.
your vows.
That means your family too. That's another level there.
Correct.
That's another
Which
level there.
is why you keep people out your business like that. Like I get doing a marriage retreat that's God led, because they're, everybody needs to tune up every now and again and they discover something different or new.
It's crazy how a lot of the institution of marriage really was like stronger when a lot of dudes we just like think about like the greatest generation, for example. Now there was a lot of people doing a lot of dirt during the greatest generation. Don't let the whole history books fool you. I mean, it was cheating left and right during that time. But the difference is that they understood the responsibility of keeping the household together. That's universal. That's white, black, Hispanic. Hispanics still feel that way, but the whole everybody in that generation, they probably had outside everything. Like
Hmm.
they have that house, them kids gonna be right. The everybody gonna be right, even though they got all kinds of mess in that they all kind of mess in their fucking closet. Everything out of order.
Hmm.
You know, the husband messing with the nanny, the mama messing with the milkman, but nobody. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would look. I've always said that even back in the day, like K.Michelle talking about her grandfather, you didn't find out them men had a whole nother family or two until the funeral. You find out who your siblings are because they all the way in the back crying, talking about we miss daddy, because they can't come up front where the real wife is. They gotta stay in the back and act like they didn't know, but they were friends of. But at the same time, that man took care of all households.
Yeah, shit, man.
9 times out of 10, the wife knew, but didn't want her kids to look at their father a certain type of way and wanted to keep that image safe. Or she didn't know and was just as shocked as everybody. Well, she was shocked. Some people knew in that day, they knew.
Some
Um, as
sometimes
most folks that was there, but that man took care of all them households. Nowadays, you got men that say 50-50
hey,
for
sometimes
one family.
it could be family members both having kids by the same dude. There's a lot of that happen too. I got
Hey, listen, I'm just saying,
you
but he
know
took care of them households.
that hey, cuz looking the same and shit. We don't want to talk about that.
Nowadays, it's like if the wind blow, we ready to get a divorce, and that's not cool.
Yeah,
That's not cool.
and I wonder
And like
this
I
too.
said, she didn't know what all her grandmother had to endure. She looking at her grandfather as in the eyes of a granddaughter. She don't know who that man was as a husband. She don't know who that man was as a man. Yes, he provided for her, but it was on a temporary basis because she had parents that took care of her and provided for her 24/7. She does not know what her grandmother went through for that with that man. So why would she say if he ain't like my granddaddy? Well, you don't even know what the hell you saying. He could be exactly like your grandfather, and you still don't want
Yeah, sorry, I my internet kicked out. I'm just gonna jump back in if that's okay.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, to your point, Phoenix, interesting. She never said I want a man like my father.
him.
Very, very interesting. She said I want a man like my granddad, right? And
Mhm.
and and in her own words, her parents are still together and her uncles are still married and whatnot, right? So I
Mhm.
found that part very interesting. But getting back to what you were saying about these secret families, because I was watching a documentary about Charles Lindbergh, I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but his kid was kidnapped back in the 30s or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, I was watching a documentary about him, funny enough, a couple of days ago, and it turned out on his death, he had 3 separate families other than his own, where he was married to his wife and had 2 kids. And
Right.
nobody knew about it until it was stipulated in his will that these 3 separate families weren't supposed to come out into the public until after his death.
Right.
And his wife didn't believe it. And two out of the 3 families that he had were 2 sisters. 2 sisters.
That happens.
Had kids for him, and a separate woman. And it wasn't until I think it was his 3rd great grandson was the only one out of the Lindbergh family that said, okay, you know what? I'm going to put all these stories to rest and we're going to do a DNA test. Lo and behold, these 7 other kids are for the Charles Lindbergh, and he's a part of the family. And not only that, one of the Bee Gees, I think it was Barry Gibb, he had a separate family with quote unquote the nanny or governess or whatever she was, and she lived down the street from him. So, and again, that didn't come out until after his death. So her talking about her and I'm pretty okay, maybe her granddad is this holier than thou man, okay, but does she really know what he was up to? Not accusing the man of anything, but just drawing to say that,
right,
hey,
that's what I'm saying.
We don't know.
Right.
And the fact that she didn't hold her father in this paragon of virtue. Come on.
Yeah, that's a little suspect.
You don't, like I said, that you don't know what. And then on top of that, a lot of these folks got married early, so they didn't really. We can
that's
get
true.
We get deep in this.
Even some of them were teenagers, but
My granny was a teen. Well, she was 16 years old when she married my grandfather.
I would never, and this is, I don't give a damn who it is. I would never compare any man to the next man. I love my father.
Yeah,
I do. But I'm not going to compare a man that I want to my dad, because my father was one of a kind.